Welcome to our little podcast.
Just a tiny little baby podcast.
Just a little infant podcast.
Here, we've arrived. It's arrived.
Oh,
the baby has
it's
arrived.
Here. It's a podcast.
It's a boy and a girl.
We're
We're not twins, though.
So, for today's podcast, we wanted to do something a little different. Our dear friend, Alicia, whose channel is I'm Alicia Awesome, who we met actually at a meetup. Not too long ago, and she made Baby Johnny a little.
Awesome.
She made Baby Johnny a little animal.
And we learned that her second middle name is Sarcasm. Yep, that is.
Is that it?
Okay. Sarcasm.
Got it.
She left a comment, and I saw it, and I thought, cool.
Cool.
What a cool middle name.
She sent us 11 questions that she needs answered for a school project.
11 questions on our 11th podcast.
Oh, magic.
Magic. Perfect.
She needs these questions answered for a school project, and we thought, well, we're just going to respond to her message and type a bunch of answers, but
this is
that's
even
lame.
better.
This is better.
We love school.
We love school.
We love answering questions for school.
Oh, we love it. We love it. So let's just get into these questions.
Okay.
Let's just dive right in. First question, how old were each of you when you got married? Well, my question would be, which time?
Right. Wait, to each other?
Ding! Just kidding. Go ahead.
I was 62. I'm just kidding. I was 19.
I
I was 19 and a half, so
Yep.
that 6 months gave me a lot more knowledge.
It did. I was 24.
Yeah. So there's a 5-year gap. If
Yep.
you know math, you already figured that out.
Mind the gap, as they say in England.
How do you think you are a good age to be married? Why or why not?
I don't. I mean, as long as the person who's getting married is of legal age, I don't know if there's a prime age to get married.
Yeah.
I think it's more about the person that you're married to. So if it takes a lifetime to find that person, if you don't find them until you're 90 or you find them when you're 18, I think it's all good. It's more about the person that you're marrying,
Right.
than your age at the time.
Well, and I think I mean, you need a certain amount of life experience before you get married, you know? Just once you find the person, you just gotta hold to it. But
That's me.
like some people may say that I was too young to get married or whatever, but I think that if you meet the right person, you should get married. And like I had already, I moved to Las Vegas on my own, and it wasn't like I was living at my parents' house and they were paying all my bills or anything like that. Like I was independent already. So because where you're at in life can kind of change. Like if you get married to someone and you've never been independent before, I think that might be difficult.
That would make it very difficult. Very, very difficult. And I've always thought that love in this world is so hard to find that when you find it, if you're 19 or 80, when you find it, hold on to it.
Agreed.
What is the happiest memory that you have of your marriage? Like the happiest memory of our time being married together?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
You shouldn't have to think
We haven't read these questions through and thought about them. We're kind of just reading these for the first time as we talk about them.
Well,
There's several.
Yeah, like I loved whatever we do. It seems like we get a good memory out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this right now is my best memory. No, I'm just kidding. But like we went on a trip to Seattle and it was amazing. It was like the best time. But then also like just hanging out and doing like Little Planet at first, like that was also like the best time.
Right.
You know, like any
Baby Johnny
time,
being born.
Oh, that was
both exciting,
superior.
happy, and
scary.
Scary.
So scary.
I remember he was born, and then they give you your baby, and then everyone leaves. And
We didn't know what to do.
He pooped his pants because he had only been alive
diaper.
for like...
He wasn't wearing jeans or anything.
He had only been alive for like 6 hours or something. He poops. And Cassie's in bed, and I have to change him. And I've changed diapers before, but it had been a while. And like, this child is mine, and I'm changing...
And he's so little.
So little. And babies just want to like curl up. Like their legs and arms and
Yeah.
everything. Well, I'm changing him, and he pees on me.
It's like putting a diaper on a slinky.
I've tried that. He peed on me, and at first I was like, someone just peed on me, and like, the instant feeling I get whenever someone pees on me. Just kidding, no one's ever peed. But then I was like, oh, this is like my infant child. This
and it was kind of cute.
beautiful.
Then. Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was a kind of cute experience.
Yeah.
About babies peeing on you.
So many happy memories. Seattle trip. We love doing our videos, if you haven't noticed. And baby Johnny being born.
Yeah.
And getting pregnant with baby Johnny. Like, I remember when you came... when you found out that you were pregnant. That's what I'm talking about.
You were eating a Snickers bar.
I was, actually.
And you cried.
I was. I can't even think about it. I'm going to get emotional. Like, such a happy
it was really exciting.
thing.
You got the next one.
All right. What qualities do you think are most important in a happy marriage?
I think that you gotta have fun. You got you got to take things in stride, and you have to work hard. Like I love Justin more than anything, but it's still it's hard sometimes, you know.
What?
So I think that's a quality. Like, you just have to put in work, you know, and constantly
That's
be
fair.
checking in with each other, and it's something that I don't think is like natural
Sure.
necessarily. For some people it comes naturally, and it's like a quality that I think is really beautiful.
Sure.
But you just hard work and being able to enjoy every moment, good, bad, sad, happy, just enjoy every moment.
A few weeks ago, Cassie said to me in a private conversation, she said,
"Oh, now you're gonna air our dirty laundry."
something that the world lacks as a whole these days is empathy. No one has empathy for other people.
Oh my gosh!
And
quote
so
me.
I think one of the characteristics that's important in a marriage is empathy. You have to be able to see things from the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
Because naturally we just think about ourselves and what we're experiencing in our own sphere. But it's paramount to look at your spouse or your partner or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever and see things from their perspective, because that'll really bring a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
It's you.
What advice would you give to someone who wasn't certain whether or not to marry a particular person?
That's tough, because
That is
right
tough.
off I want to say if you have a question, don't do it. But then I think about it more, and I remember us being engaged, and sure, anytime you make any decision in life, it's like,
it's a little
should
overwhelming.
I do this? Is this
and
right? Is
yeah,
that...
yeah.
That's a tough question.
It is a really tough question because it depends on the circumstance and on the person, and I knew that I wanted to marry you right away, but then once we were engaged, it's like, oh, this is a little scary, you know, because just like you said, when you make a big decision, like, you just have to double check, and I think that's what it is. If you feel like it's right, but then you double check and question, like, that's normal.
Well, I guess the other question, the other part of it would be, why are you having doubts?
Yeah.
Do you have doubts because the person's a drug addict? Because they beat you? Because they're a vampire? Because, like,
Yeah.
what...
Never marry a vampire.
Never.
Never.
Why is it that you are questioning, and can you live with these things?
Yeah.
And are these things damaging to you? Or don't just think about yourself, think about your offspring
And your family.
that you may or may not have, and your family.
Because you're all in it.
So if all's kosher and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I like this person, you know, if everything's good but you're just not sure, well, you know, do some soul searching. But if it's because there's abuse or abuse, physical, substance, verbal, whatever, then yeah, back out.
If it's something that's going to take you down, too. Like, that's dangerous.
What is the most important quality for a mate to possess?
Oh, real quick on the last one. You want to make sure the person you marry is going to make you a better person. So.
Which I totally. I
Totally.
can knock that out with her.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you're so much better now.
I am. Like, totally better now.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. You're worse.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
What's the most important quality for a mate to possess? We kind of covered that in the earlier one. I think
hard work.
Empathy is important.
Empathy. Yeah. Hard work and empathy.
Has your marriage changed over time? If so, how?
It's better.
Yeah, I always tell people that, and if you've watched our videos,
On
you've
our
heard me say this
anniversaries.
many, many times.
Like our 5th year anniversary, what would you say?
What?
Oh, I thought we were on the same page.
We might be, I'm not sure.
On our 5th year anniversary, you would say it's been the best 4 years and 6 months of my life.
We're on the same page. Most people go through a honeymoon period, the first few weeks of their marriage, and then the rest is just like, ugh. I always tell people that our honeymoon period started 6 months into our marriage, and it's not that we hate each other for the first 6 months. There's just a transition period.
We were both working so hard. Sorry,
no,
I'm
you're
just
fine.
like
You're
I
fine.
just like want to just be friends with you so bad, and just like talk at the same time as you. No, I just like we were both working so hard, and like right at the beginning, you needed a lot of time to just like connect. I think, and our time when we were supposed to be spending it just like building our new family and stuff, we were working our butts off, which
bills,
is important.
Absolutely.
We had the hard work down, but we didn't have the empathy down yet.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is it takes time. That's the time it took us to figure out the hard work, the empathy, that all the other things.
Right.
That makes us what we are today.
Perfect is what you're going to say.
You want to read the next one? 8.
Oh. Is your marriage what you expected it to be?
I didn't have expectations.
I didn't either. I mean, both of our parents have been married pretty much forever. Like, I think my parents were born and married.
Both of our parents have only been married to each other. Like, there's no divorces or anything.
And long, happy marriages. And so I guess what I expected is something like what my parents had. Like, my parents are, very in love still. Like, they're not just like married. They're in love. They hold hands and they kiss.
I've seen it.
Which is gross.
I've seen it.
Like, when we'd have friends come over when I was little, like, they'd be like, did your parents, like, kiss? Did they go into the other room to make out? And the answer is yes. They did.
I've seen it.
So,
but it's nice.
But
now that
I'm older, like now that I'm not embarrassed of it, now that I'm older, like I can see like that's important to just like be in love, not just be married, but just be in love. So I guess that's one of the things that I hoped for.
Yeah.
When we got married, is that we'd be able to be in love forever.
I didn't have any expectations per se. I guess I wanted what my parents have, but. Is it what I expected it to be? If I had expectations, it's far better than what I
Good answer.
would have hoped it to be.
I have a knife to his side for him to answer these things.
Have you experienced any crisis in your marriage? Illness, loss of work, etc.? Did it draw you closer together? What was your initial reaction to the crisis? Would I just go ahead or...
You can take this one. I'll interrupt you and...
So, did crisis draw us closer together? A byproduct of... When we first got married, my career was in real estate. I was involved in real estate with a family business. And as the economy tanked, I kind of had to change what I was doing. And then things slowed again. And with these... I wouldn't call it a crisis. I didn't feel like I was in crisis mode per se. But with these changes... we found different ways to entertain ourselves, different ways to have fun, different ways to communicate. One of the byproducts of this is Our Little Planet. I think I would directly relate Our Little Planet's birth to the changes in my work and our finances and all these things, because we had to find a new way to connect, a new way to have fun, a new way to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
So, did it draw us closer together? Absolutely. Have we had any illness or death or anything? I mean, I had a cousin pass away, and some things like that. Cassie's had an uncle pass away. But for the most part, the biggest... Yes, all these things have drawn us closer together.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess every time you go through a struggle, and any kind of struggle, whether it be a massive loss or, selling a dog that you loved.
Oh, and we loved her.
We loved our dog.
We really did. It was sick. We loved her.
But anytime you can go through those things and come out just happy and feel like you learned something from that, and you're still just, we probably connect even more over those things.
Yeah.
And so and that's why it's cool to be married. When you have something like that happen, it's like if I had a death in the family, it's not just me dealing with it, it's us, and
right.
we're doing it together. So that's an excellent thing.
What is the most important thing you've done in your marriage to keep it happy? Today, I didn't sleep very well last night. I'm just giving you a real life example. I didn't sleep very well last night.
Oh, my feet are falling asleep.
Oh, sleepy time. I didn't sleep well last night. Baby Johnny woke up. First time he's woken up in the middle of the night in a year. He didn't feel well. I woke up too early. I got a call from work. It was an annoying phone call. It irritated me. Baby Johnny, bless his soul, cried for an hour and a half this morning just because he wasn't feeling well. And he's little. He doesn't know what's going on. He just didn't feel well. So many frustrating things happened this morning, and Cassie and I said to each other, we're going to make today a good day. We're going to stay positive. We're just going to keep pushing. And I think that's kind of what... I guess that's kind of how we've made things happy on a day-to-day basis. Not that every day we're faced with days like that, but sometimes things go smooth, and it's easy to be happy and to be positive. Some days, like today, small little things happen, and it's just I could pull my hair out. But we make a conscious effort and a conscious decision to be happy and be positive, and that's where we end up.
Yeah, and I think we also do this kind of yin and yang thing where, if you're kind of having an upset day, then I'll try to counterbalance that and try to be even more positive, and vice versa. If I'm having a day where it's just things feel rough, then you'll be even more positive, so that we can keep this balance. And also, when you're upset and you're around a happy, positive person, it's really hard to stay upset. You know what I mean? Because you see they're having fun, and things always seem to go better for them. So, and it's a conscious decision. It doesn't just happen. If I see that you're down, I really just try to help you and just try to be positive, and those things really help.
Agreed. Last question. What idea have you disagreed on? How did you resolve it?
We don't really disagree on very many things. Just trivial things.
If we disagree on something, we'll usually come to some common ground where we both make a small sacrifice in our idea or what we want, so that we can both obtain a version of what we want. I think that's the best way.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of the last thing that we really disagreed about. Because it's all just I think you should take one direction to a place, and you think you should take a different direction to a place.
But I end up listening to you.
No, it doesn't.
I do.
No, it doesn't.
I do.
Oh, we're disagreeing on this idea. How are we going to resolve this?
I'll just agree with you.
No, that's not a good way to resolve things.
No, it's not a good way to resolve it. I'm the worst husband ever.
We just talked about all these...
Just kidding.
Apparently that's how you resolve conflicts. I'm the worst. No, you're not. Okay.
Alicia, thank you for sending these questions. It's really awesome. Hopefully that was kind of what you were looking for. And
a long-winded version of what you're looking for.
Alicia sent these questions. All of you watching, if you have questions you want us to answer in next week's video, put them in the comments. We'll answer them. We'll get to as many of them as possible. And yes. There's something else I was going to say, but it flew. It flew.
And we will be celebrating, not selling. You can't sell this. We will be celebrating our 5-year anniversary in April.
We will. We should do a big party.
We should. With baby Johnny.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like a fun time. All right. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching.
We will see you next time. And don't forget about our YouTube channels, Our Little Planet and Our Other Planet. We do them every day, so go watch them.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.